Good evening. You're watching the news on Croatian television. Agrokor's government-appointed crisis manager Ante Ramljak presented the food and retail giant's long-awaited audit report. Ramljak said that all 9 Agrokor companies recorded losses in 2016, with Konzum alone losing around 250 million euros. He also announced that Agrokor's companies were worth almost 1.7 billion euros less than their declared value. The consolidated reports for all of 2016 will be presented on Monday.
We have a good base of financial data. We will now use this information to begin the process of reaching an agreement with the company's many creditors. For me, this is the most important thing. Also, Konzum will continue doing business as usual. But obviously, we will work on improving the way in which they do business. Yes, we will be paying closer attention to every cent. But in the big picture, the continued operation of Konzum is not in question.
The government released a statement saying they would reserve comment until the full consolidated financial report is released.
The findings of the report, which have been presented to the public today, confirm the legal necessity of enacting the legislation on the emergency management of companies of systematic importance to the Republic of Croatia. The Croatian government maintains that passing this law protected jobs and prevented a negative spillover effect that threatened the entire economy. Furthermore, it ensured the continued stability of the financial system and created the preconditions for economic growth.
Meanwhile, members of the opposition were quick to react to the release of Agrokor's audit report.
There are 3 things I'd like to address. The first question I'd like to ask is, how did Zdravko Marić not know about these massive losses? The second point is that it's obvious that we desperately need an investigative committee to look into Agrokor. And the third question is for Mr. Ramljak. Against whom will he be filing criminal charges for the blatant falsification of Agrokor's financial reports? The transparency that we have witnessed here today is a very positive thing for Croatia. The only thing that isn't so positive in this whole affair is the formation of the Parliamentary Commission to look into Agrokor, which has been postponed and delayed. I hope that today, of all days, it is clear to everyone in this country that such a commission is absolutely necessary.
Financial expert Davor Banović weighed in on the shockingly massive losses accumulated by Agrokor.
There are massive losses, well beyond the company's combined capital. This brings into question the ability of these companies to continue doing business under such conditions. But according to Mr. Ramljak, the 9 companies within the Agrokor group have been functioning very well over the past 9 months.
In response to accusations leveled against Economy Minister Martina Dalić that she in some way threatened or coerced Agrokor owner Ivica Todorić into signing the so-called Lex Agrokor, the relevant state authorities reviewed her emails and confirmed that no such threats took place.
Based on the information we have received from the relevant authorities, we can confirm that no such threats took place on the part of our Deputy Prime Minister against the owner or any members of the Board of Directors of Agrokor. Unlike other parties, we are a government that has in absolutely no way interfered with the work of the police, the State Attorney's Office, nor the judiciary.
Word of the email investigation drew a harsh response from the opposition and former Interior Minister Ranko Ostojić.
This is simply a political game, a stunt, if you will. This is something that no responsible and serious government should be occupied with. The laws in this country clearly state who must conduct investigations. Besides, this is not something you can simply order or dictate who will conduct such investigations.
Croatia will be accepting 250 Syrian refugees from Turkey over the next year or so, with the first group of people set to arrive in 2 months' time. The deal is part of the EU's migrant quota program aimed at sharing the burden of the refugee crisis in Europe. Interior Minister Davor Božinović explained that prior to entry, these individuals must first pass Croatian security checks.
Croatia has agreed to accept Syrian refugees from Turkey. The transfer is completely voluntary, therefore they may choose to withdraw from this process at any point. The selection criteria is based on interviews and dossiers compiled by the UNHCR. And before entry into Croatia, all individuals must pass our own security screening process.
Taking a quick look at sports, in regional ABA Basketball League action, Cibona beat Slovenian side Olympia 96-85, and in yesterday's game, defending league champs Cedevita beat Zadar 92-76. Football, the Croatian men's national team held practice again today in preparation for tomorrow's World Cup qualification game in Rijeka versus Finland. Croatia is missing several key players due to injury, including striker Nikola Kalinic, centre-back Vedran Čorluka, and young winger Marko Piazza, to name but a few. On a positive note, goalkeeper Daniel Subasic will be back in the lineup after missing time due to an ankle injury. Despite the setbacks, Croatia remains the heavy favorites and are confident of a positive result.
I've played in every kind of competition so far except the World Cup. That's definitely a major goal of mine. The game against Finland will be pretty tough. We know their style of play because we beat them 1-0 on their home turf. But it was a hard-fought game. I'm sure we can expect much of the same on Friday as well.
Croatia's Filip Hrgović, the bronze medalist from the Olympic Games in Rio, has signed a long-term promotional contract with Team Sauerland after kicking off his professional boxing career with a first-round stoppage against Brazilian Rafael Zumbano last week. His next bout will be against 34-year-old Czech Pavel Sauer on October 27th in Germany. The forecast for tomorrow calls for clouds to move in from the northwest overnight, bringing intense rain showers and thunderstorms. Mountainous regions can expect light snow. Skies will begin to clear in the second half of the day, also from the west and northwest. The northern and central Adriatic will get a moderate to strong northeasterly, with gale force gusts in places. Temperatures on Saturday morning in the interior will be the warmest part of the day, as lows of 12 to 16 and between 15 and 19 on the coast will give way to highs of 20 to 25 degrees Celsius on the Adriatic and reaching only up to 12 degrees Celsius in the interior. Skies will be mostly clear from Saturday through till Monday on the continent, but with cold and foggy mornings. Light rain is expected in higher elevations and eastern regions. The Dalmatian hinterland and the far south can expect rain on Saturday. The Adriatic coast will be quite windy on Saturday, with a strong northeasterly and westerly. The far south can expect rain and thunderstorms. Winds will die down by the end of the day on Saturday, while Sunday and Monday should be mostly dry and sunny. And that brings us to the end of our program. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow night.